Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So, I've learned this new trick now. Check this out. Look at that, I can make my cheeks bloat up. And it's Ramadan as well. Anyway, so the last 10 days of Ramadan is very, very close. All right. So, is there anyone here that is doing Itikaaf? If there is, put in the comments, inshallah. And I actually had the opportunity to do Itikaaf in Masjid al-Aqsa. So imagine in Masjid al-Aqsa, Itikaaf over there is just another thing over there. There's quite a lot of foreigners that actually come there. And this whole idea of Itikaaf is to seclude yourself in the masjid and you're able to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any disturbances, without any distractions or any sort of, anything that will take you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, basically. And it's because normally in life you have to go home, you have to meet your family, you have to go work, you have to do this, you have to do that, and all of these things is like one of those, those kind of winter snowballs when you shake them, and they all start to go shake around and go all over the place, and then after a while they settle. That's what happens to many of us when we go to pray our salat and we go to the masjid. So I'm trying to stop moving with this. So anyway, what basically tends to happen is that when you do i'tikaf and you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the masjid and you cut down all your contacts with everyone else as much as possible, then the ibadah has another sweetness in it. So anyway, we went to Masjid al-Aqsa, and I'll tell you more inshallah in the coming days about the i'tikaf and how I actually went, and if anyone does want to go maybe in the future, hopefully after COVID-19 is over, how you can do this. And we stayed there for 10 days i'tikaf, and the Masjid Aqsa is extremely big. It's massive, so you can't even tell you're doing i'tikaf because it's so big, and it's so much place to walk, and there's so much place to sit down, and you can do your recitation of the Quran. And there are many foreigners there. We had foreigners from England, US, South Africa, Australia, African countries. Those countries are allowed to go to Palestine, Israel. So there were a lot of them there. So Europe as well. It's quite a lot from Europe. And yeah, it was an amazing feeling over there, especially when you're breaking your fast over there. And it's, the Palestinians, their sort of way of breaking the fast and the customs that they have are very different from many of ours as well, what we kind of eat. But yeah, it was very enjoyable. And so, put in the comments if you are going to do i'tikaf, or if you've done i'tikaf in the past. Put in the comments. And also, before I actually go, check out the podcast today. So today's podcast is going to be a really good podcast, inshallah. Topic is going to be about conspiracy theories and all these kind of things that, especially nowadays, you hear about 5G and Muslims coming out with their own sort of ideas about Dajjal and these kind of things. So we're going to be talking about those, hopefully, and we're going to have a guest. His name is Brother Yahya, and he is a chef. He's got his own Instagram and social media web site called halodifoodie.com. halodifoodie.com. You can go and check that out as well. Kind of different types of food he makes, and maybe you can ask him some questions about his journey to cooking all these kind of different foods, especially when it comes to things like being a Muslim as well. So anyway, jazakumullah khair. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. The one last thing I'm going to tell you now. Yeah, I did say one last thing, didn't I? But one last thing, which is more important than all of these things, which is, alhamdulillah, we hit 50,000 followers. Now I can do this now. 50,000 followers, yeah. See, I can't move my arms, but I can move my cheeks. So 50,000 followers, alhamdulillah. We had 40,000, it was about 2 weeks ago. And now 50,000 we've hit. So alhamdulillah to all of you guys as well. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for all your support. And hopefully, inshallah, we're going to be reaching 100,000, hopefully very soon with your du'as. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes this channel and also makes all those people who are doing the effort of deen for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and helping the Muslim ummah to have barakah and istiqamah, steadfastness and sincerity as well. Jazakumullah khair, guys. Thank you very much. And my topi, unfortunately, I've got the same topi on. I've got the same thobe on because this app does not allow me to change any other clothing apart from this Islamic clothing. Right, so I'm just gonna have this type of clothing. Alright, guys. Take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.